Hey folks, welcome back to Ancient Knowledge, where we are going to go ahead and do the promised reading for Aries energy. This is a part of our tropical versus sidereal challenge, if you will. So if you traditionally identify with an Aries as being born March 21st through April 20th, or if you sidereally are, if you are familiar with the sidereal astrology, which says that people born March 15th through April 14th are actually Pisces, that people born 4/15 through 5/15, which is April 15th through May 15th, sidereally are an Aries. So whether you have traditionally been tropical and you relate to the Aries that way, or whether you do it through the sidereal, this is a challenge. I'm going to do a reading for each of the 12 signs. We won't do 13 signs just yet. We'll talk about that later. But right now, just for the tropical signs, 12 signs versus the sidereal 12 signs. So this is all of you that identify with Aries. Tropical being March 21st through April 20th. Sidereal being April 15th through May 15th. This reading is for you. I am going to set these two decks aside so that we can be thrown the cards that we are going to be told to be thrown. It sounds like I am going to be going for 4 cards. I will take dropouts. If I don't get any dropouts in a reasonable amount of time, guides. Oh, you're ready. You're ready. Whoa. Knight of Stones. Horse. From the Wildwood Tarot. Not telling me anything yet. Knight of Stones is, oh wow, look at this. It popped all the way over here, folks. Wow. All right, so that is going to be card number 2. I'm being told to lay it that way. Queen of Stones, Bear. So again, we've got the Knight and the Queen of Stones. Yes, you saw that all drop out, right? I'm being told to keep that right where it landed, to keep this with everything in below it, and to put this right here. That was not expected. Usually I wouldn't keep a big thing like that falling out, you know, all those cards, but I was told to do so, and to just keep these not revealed, so unrevealed. So stones are akin to, and let's see if we can get a better view on this. Here's what we have so far. This is for all who identify with Aries, tropically being born March 21st through April 20th, sidereally being born April 15th through May 15th. In this particular deck, the stones are equivalent to pentacles, earth, coins. So we start with the Knight of Stones, who is, by the way, the top of this deck. In many decks would be a king, but he is the highest of the stones. We go then to a Queen of Stones, which is the Bear. So we go from the Knight, the more masculine, the patriarch, if you will, of the stones, to the matriarch of the stones, and we have the Mother Bear. Then had this card fly out, the Moon on Water, number 18. The Moon on Water, which traditionally 18 in the higher arcana is the moon. And then we have the 10 of Vessels, happiness, kind of hanging off there. Excuse me, folks. Kind of hanging off of here. Yes, they tell me where to lay the cards. Vessels is going to be akin to your cups, your hearts, okay? As water, right? Your cups, your hearts, water. Now, interestingly enough, in this deck, you have bows and arrows. Bows, I consider to be the flame, the spark, or yes, I want to make sure I have that right. I do look at the arrows as being the fire, and I keep hitting this over here. I'm going to have to move it. Because I can't quit hitting it with my elbow and burning myself, literally. Okay, Page of Arrows. So arrows I see as being the wands. Okay, first the flame and the bow, or I'm so sorry I said this. I'm going to get this right. I see the arrows as being the flames and the bow as being the arrows, or what am I trying to say, folks? Wands. So the arrows are lit with inspiration, the fire of inspiration, the fire, the spark. But the bows direct those arrows. They direct the arrows. So I see this as fire, inspiration, and it's a wren, just a little wren, right? Now I'm going to go to our next deck of cards. I'm being told that we're going to pull 3 decks of cards, or 3 cards, not 3 decks, folks. We're going to pull 3 cards. I am taking pop out. I'm telling my guides I am taking pop outs. However, if you don't give them to me in a reasonable amount of time, then we will do a countdown and we'll just pull. Not all these decks are the easiest in the world to shuffle. I am being told I'm going to pull 3 cards. Where they lay, I'm not exactly sure yet. Let's take pop outs. Whoa, we've got 1. We've got 1 out of 3, folks, and it is a number 5. Looks a little spooky, but it is equivalent to 5 of Swords, okay? 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. 2 more cards. 2 more cards. 2 more cards for all those who identify with the Aries. 2 more cards for all of you that identify with Aries. I'm going to just take 2 cards then, Spirit. I'm going to shuffle twice. 1, 2. And we are pulling a card. We are pulling a card. We go from the 5 to the 7. We go from 5 of Swords to 7 of Pentacles. I'm told to lay this right here. And to pull 1 more card, which we will. Wow. To the 8 of Swords. Okay. Do not fret. Do not fret, my pretties. I know this looks a little bit scary, but the truth is it's not. Okay. Knight of Stones. Okay. For you, Aries, you have mastered. For you, Aries, that are listening, those of you that identify with the Aries sign, whether it be in tropical or sidereal astrology, you have mastered the earthly element, the material element, so much so that you can step back in a bit on your mother bear, kind of take a look around before you come back out. You know what's out there. Now you are the moon on the water. So you are the reflection on the water. You are the unhidden being seen, but you are veiled. You are veiled, right? So you're not being seen correctly yet. And wow, I'm taking this, folks, as those of you who identify with the Aries, you've been out there. Something has occurred in the last 6 months to a year that has caused you to retreat a bit, cautiously retreat, look back at what is really going on, and then come into contact once again with your true happiness, your 10 of Vessels, your true happiness, your 10 of Cups, your 10 of Waters, right? What truly is going to make you happy? You have stepped back from this material illusion in which you thought you'd mastered. Let's put it that way. In which you thought you'd mastered. Well, you'd had a taste of it. You've had a taste of it, right? But the truth is, it's not the whole truth. And so now you are looking at your whole truth. And in doing that, you have a 5 of Swords, which means you've had a lot of internal conflict, a lot of cognitive dissonance, they might say in psychology. A lot of reevaluations of your belief systems, of those entities in which you hold to authority and those truths in which you hold true, followed by a 7 of Pentacles. You've been able to line up your priorities, okay? These are all options, and you can get lost in the confusion of this. So this can also be temptations, because the truth is there's 7 Pentacles and each one is the same. Each one sits in a sits in a corner wall. Each one is a pentacle, but there are 7, and they are expressed virtually the same. So be aware of habits, bad habits, habits for the sake of habit's sake, addictions, obsessions, compulsions, ways of doing, being, acting, speaking, portraying, expressing oneself for just the sake of doing that without reflection. Beware of that. Be more conscious about your decisions. And finally, you are, first of all, this is akin to an 8 of Swords, which in some traditionals shows a blindfolded woman. And you'll hear people traditionally say, well, you know, she's blindfolded. It's self-imposed. She thinks she has all these surrounding challenges, but if she would just look from beyond, she would see that she's not actually bound, that she only thinks she is. Well, true. But there is a bounding that's going to be let loose here pretty soon with the 9. But it is right here, and it is the traditional cocoon or the metamorphosis state of such as the butterfly. And no, we do want to be careful, and it's okay to say that. We want to be careful. We don't want to get pierced over here. We don't want to get pierced here, or here. So we must wait. We must wait. And then this little guy over here, the Page of Arrows or the Wren, as you look, he's in he, she. It's really I'm going with feeling, and I just said he. I don't know why. Is in this background of snow, ice. So a winter time, if you will. Not flowing water, as over here. Not a flowing waterfall. But everything has been frozen and maybe is melting. We see below the Wren that there's a little bit of water. It appears to be uniced water, so it's melting. And Page of Arrows is going to be that innocent page of ideas, new ideas. Excuse me, I'm losing my words. Not a messenger. But a page is more conceptually in your mind, in your heart, a new idea of where you're going. And I guess we are going to bring out all these cards. Interestingly enough, I may see why. All right, Aries, this is going to wrap you up. The Archer. The Archer, which is number 7. The Archer attaches to Sagittarius. I have to tell you, I see an arrow that goes from the south by southwest to the north by northeast by east. No, north by northeast. I do see it doing that. So, Sagittarius, what are you doing in here? You're another fire sign like the Aries? Okay. Okay, it is very simple. I do see the Aries sign is telling me that it's working with the Sagittarius. 2 fire signs of Aries, 3 fire signs, excuse me. 3 fire signs. All 3 fire signs are working together. The Archer is what's mostly present in the fire signs. The 4 of Arrows, which is equivalent, and see, we have another butterfly up here. So we have another new beginning, because this is the mystery of 3 and 1 laid to rest. So it's the unveiling, the birthing of the butterfly out of its cocoon. And where did we have it? Here. The birthing of this butterfly out of its cocoon. This arrow taking off from the south by southwest to the north by northeast. The world tree, or the tree of life, which I do see being pulled up out of the ground at this time. By the way, I just have to share that. Number 21, the world tree. I do see autumn here, and I see winter. Much happening. A lot of my readings is going on. So Aries, a lot going to be going on for you in September, October, November, December, January. September, October, November, December, January. And when I say a lot going on, I just mean that. I'm not trying to be vague or anything like that, y'all. but I'm just being shown much going on. So it's in all arenas. It's in money, it's in finance, it's in work, it's in career, it's in love, it's in relationship, it's in family, it's in home, it's in creation, it's in Four of Vessels, Four of Cups, boredom. Boredom. Now that's for a lot of people would look at this differently, or a Four of Cups traditionally differently, but I like the way they lay us here. It's boredom. Same-o, same-o. Beware of the same-o, same-o. Get creative. Do you. Do your new. Do your new. Remember? Do your new. Go inside. Careful. Careful, be still. This is what we're looking for. Okay? And Aries, I'm seeing this for you over the next 5 months. Two of Arrows finally here. Two of Arrows being akin to the Two of Wands or Swords. Look at this. Bow laid down. Both swords crossed in front of her. Feather, coin. But notice how they are weighing approximately the same. She is also pregnant. Left foot placed on the bow. It's almost as if she's debating. I'm going to say she's carrying twins, one of justice, one of injustice. You have suffered this now for 6 months to a year, some type of injustice. Give it the next 5 months to work out of that, Aries. 5 months. Quickly, we're going to wrap up this reading. We are going to wrap up this reading. How many cards? How many cards from the Good Tarot? How many cards? How many cards are we going to pull from Good Tarot? We're going to pull one, and it is on the bottom. Page of Water. Page again. Lotus flowers. Notice that underneath the water, she is a mermaid. Above the water, she is as a child. She is also as a fish and fairy. So, I, believe it or not, Aries, see you blossoming in January. At the end of summer. Or, I mean, at the end of summer. At the end of winter. Going into spring. Mid to late winter going into spring. You're going to be blossoming. Thank you, Aries. Tell me later, once we have gone through all 12 signs, Aries, Pisces, which is it? What do you identify with more? Love you all. See you next time. Bye.